Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Sunday, March 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. A massive coronal hole is about to face Earth, and we are under G2 geomagnetic storm watch. We also have a severe weather outbreak in the south with large hail. Keep calm. It's boom time. Tornado watch has been issued in 4 states with damaging wind gusts and large hail warnings as a cross-country storm makes its way east across the United States on Sunday evening. A tornado watch has been issued for portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky until 11 p.m. While tornadoes are possible, the primary hazard from any severe thunderstorm will be damaging wind gusts and large hail. Reports of lemon-sized hail in multiple locations. And with the storm brings snow, Sunday snowfall update. Here comes another heavy snow for the north and some snow in the south. You can see Wisconsin and Michigan, the big winter chicken dinner. And parts of PA as well put under an advisory for snow and ice overnight into Monday morning. And here's the full forecast. Severe weather threat in the southern U.S. with snow in the upper Midwest and upper Great Lakes. Moderate to locally heavy snow is expected today across the upper Midwest, moving into the upper Great Lakes tonight. New snow amounts of 6 to 8 inches are expected. Further south, severe thunderstorms are expected from eastern Texas, the nexus of the Schmexis, into the middle Mississippi Valley this afternoon and evening. Tornado watches and warnings and severe weather watches and warnings. Severe thunderstorm watch in pink and tornado watches in yellow. Jump over to the GFS and we'll see that storm developing. As it moves east, it brings snow to the northern tier and rain as it races offshore here by Tuesday. We got another system here developing for the 29th through the 31st. Could bring heavy snow to the same region with blizzard conditions. Let's take a look at the total snowfall for these events. We'll go out 7 days. So as this storm makes its way across, the highest totals could see up to 10 inches for Wisconsin and 6 inches in Michigan. We'll move it through here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's the storm coming through, and some areas picking up more than 2 feet on these models through March 31st. Could be getting spicy as another system is modeled to follow it again. That's 55 inches on the model, folks. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore says I'm making it all up. Seismic update. Latest quake in Tonga, 5.3 at 10 kilometers. A low-level activity worldwide as a coronal hole may trigger some large seismic events in the coming days. Worldwide volcano news for the 23rd. Nevado de Ruiz, first on the list. Volcanic ash ongoing. Ibu, volcanic ash recorded on seismogram. Semeru eruption last reported. Conleon on the list to 9,000 feet. Ibu to 6,000 feet. Semeru on the list. Sakurajima, 7,000 foot puff there. And Puyehu Cordon Collier volcano. That's a new one. No volcanic ash detected. Well, why are you on the list then? And that wraps up worldwide volcano news. Aurora alert, a giant hole in the sun and a strong geomagnetic storm coverage to supercharge northern lights this weekend. A huge sun eruption combines with speedy solar wind from a coronal hole for a weekend aurora show, potentially. The only problem is, well, it looks like the CME missed us. The strong G3 geomagnetic storm that was forecast for very early Sunday failed to materialize. This means that the faint CME observed on March 21st possibly missed or was going much slower than expected. The geomagnetic forecast was revamped to include a possible CME passage later in the day today. However, even that window has now passed. And so there you go. So we're just waiting for a coronal hole potential in the coming days. Here is that modeled CME leaving the sun on the 21st and reaching us on the 23rd. If it is slower, it could arrive as late as tomorrow. And then that means it'll be arriving the same time that this coronal hole stream arrives. And that could send us up to, well, G2 geomagnetic storm on the 25th. So buckle up. We could have a good aurora ride coming up in the future. Interestingly enough, let's talk about Steve. On March 21st, a crack opened in Earth's magnetic field. Solar wind poured through the gap to fuel a G2 geomagnetic storm, and auroras spilled across the Canadian border into the U.S. as far south as Colorado, Arizona, and maybe even Texas. Michelle Saruska was watching the show from Glidden, Wisconsin, when she remembered one of her golden rules of aurora photography: always turn around and look behind you. And there was Steve, very bright and easy to see with the naked eye. And there is Steve in all its glory. Steve is a narrow purple pillar embedded in the broader glow of red. At first glance, Steve's looks like aurora, but it's not. The phenomenon is caused by ribbons of hot gas flowing through Earth's magnetosphere at speeds exceeding 13,000 miles per hour. Discovered less than 10 years ago, Steve appears unpredictably during some geomagnetic storms and is a symptom of our weakening magnetic field and the ongoing magnetic excursion. And we will be seeing more interesting auroras like Steve, well, which isn't an aurora, more interesting lights in the night sky as the magnetosphere weakens. And it is the equinox, just occurred on the 20th. Why are there more auroras at the equinox? Well, it's called the Russell-McFerron effect. Over the years, scientists put forth several models to explain the twice-a-year variation in geomagnetic storms. An enduring explanation comes from Christopher Russell and Robert McFerron, both of UCLA. Their 1973 paper on the subject was titled Semi-Annual Variations in Geomagnetic Activity. And here you can see the average number of geomagnetically disturbed days from 1932 to 2007. And you can see a peak in March at the equinox and in October at the equinox. We're keeping a close eye and waiting for the geomagnetic storm. A spike in density is occurring right now, and that might be the signature of what is about to kick off tonight. So make sure you get out and look up, because we are currently under Aurora Watch, and it might be coming. Take a look at this stunning picture. Holy macaroni. These are red sprites above the Himalayas. Lightning storms often inspire fear and awe, but they can also reveal unexpected beauty. High above the thunderclouds, something extraordinary unfolds. Not the familiar white streaks of lightning, but flashes of glowing red. These rare phenomenon called red sprites dance silently in the upper atmosphere, and they are, well, gorgeous. Let's take a look at this picture. Hopefully we can get it blown up a little bit. Wow. Sprites over the Himalayas. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that is a boom.